he don't do right, fuck his friend. The music is saying it's over and over and over and over. And every female artist popping is saying that. Every one of them. You can't name me one that's popping right now just in urban hip hop that is not.
And that's why it don't make sense when women try to say, all the niggas is saying the same thing. No, they are not. J. Cole don't sound like the rest of these niggas. Drake don't talk about killing niggas all the time. The biggest male rappers don't talk about that shit. Like, don't talk about the same thing like they trying to say all these other niggas do. Kendrick, he different. You know what I'm saying? The top three, I would say the top 3 rappers in the game that has been in the top rappers that have been consistently at the top 3 rap-wise, you know what I'm saying? They don't talk about the same shit the rest of these niggas. They don't talk about fucking bitches. I mean, Drake do, but J. Cole don't just talk about fucking bitches. Drake just don't talk about. What's poppin', YouTube? We back with another reaction video, you dig? We ain't gonna waste no time, but hey, go watch my podcast. The first episode should be out by now by the time this video out. It's called the Doug Vision Podcast. Go watch episode 1. I should have episode 2 dropping pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? They need some great conversations. If you want to be a part of the conversation, go to my Instagram, go subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram or go follow me on TikTok. That's where I post all my content at, or the videos that is gonna make me want to invite you on my podcast. Yeah, but go follow me on Instagram or TikTok. Comment on the videos I post, and and if I like what you got to say, I'll invite you on the podcast. But hey, we're gonna waste some more time. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right to it. Today we reacting to Love Dorsey, Anton Daniels. Music got women fucked up. I seen this title and was like, man, that's an amazing title. Let me react to this. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get right to it. Ambient mode. What the fuck is ambient mode? Let me see something. Alright, let's get. Wait. Is this because.
Video with More Her 9. Listen to this.
Maybe it's because of.
Or, at your.
Alright, let's see. Alright, let's go.
Companies, you have a bunch of employees,
Yeah.
which requires you to manage people, which means that you have to first manage yourself, because we look at our bosses with a certain level of respect. You coming in with an attitude with us because your wife done ran you crazy all afternoon or all morning at the house. Like, you will not have very many employees that are of value.
That's what I was going to ask you, too. And I'm glad you already hit on a lot of the things that I was curious about, because one of the things that I was going to ask you is that are women realistic in what their expectations are with regard to dealing with certain types of men that make certain type of money or carry a certain level of...
No, you can tell by the way they talk. They all think they deserve a nigga with 100,000 just because they think they the best thing since sliced bread. You could tell. You can tell this shit about women. Just listen to them talk nowadays. They'll tell you. Let them talk. They'll definitely tell you.
Prestige or have a certain level, lifestyle, because I'll say for me and a lot of the guys that I know, we not available like that often, right? Sometimes.
And I keep telling, and I'm telling y'all, any nigga that make a lot of money or is trying to make a lot of money, that nigga do not be around a lot. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I be at work more than I be at home for real. Shit is a real grind out here.
I be gone, or I might be working 16, 18, sometimes even 20 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what it is that I'm doing. Do you think that women really understand what it is that they get themselves into when they ask for a certain level or a certain caliber?
Because they'd be like, I want a nigga. They say these two things, which I know they not ready for a nigga like this. They'll be like, man, I want a nigga that make all this money, but I also want him to spend all. I want him to be at home more. Like, huh? You can't want a nigga to show you all this intention in the world and want him to be at home more and make all the money he do. Think about all the people that make all this $100 million, $10 million, unless they at the lotto, all these millions and millions of dollars. How often is the men home? You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Unless you just work from home, that's different. But most of these men do not just work from home.
No, not at all.
How do they do? Because women always say, the one thing my wife always says, which it doesn't affect us, but that's just inherently who she is. She yearns for me, right? She always say, if I ask her, I say, because we do these self-checks like, yo, how you feeling, where you at, whatever. And I say, if you could have anything, what would you say? And she would just say more time with you, more time with you, whatever, which is one of the reasons why she just started working for me, because it enabled her to be able to spend more time, right? But are women unrealistic as far as the amount of time that they're requesting for a man, especially depending on what it is that he does for a living?
We are, and I'm saying this. I'm including in that because
Really?
I am that way with my partner. Like, and I could tell sometimes from a man perspective, he may not even get it, but I'll be like, just come sit right here, just for a second, like, just sit down, just sit right here. Like, it has nothing to do with sex or touching each other or none of that. Like, the way that we need that, and it comes natural. Yeah. This is why I say when women be saying they don't want a man, they lying. Bitch, stop lying. It comes out of you naturally, especially when you find that person that I genuinely, this is my person. You want all the fucking time you could get with them. And if we, being that woman, if you can't manage yourself in regards to your emotions or have some sort of logical side, you will fuck your marriage or your relationship up. Like rigorously demanding time that is the man don't got to give you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then of course when you get into, successful men, you guys understand a lot of what I do is to buy back my time. When you listen to billionaires talk, that's all they talk about is buying back their I chase, bigger investment deals to buy more time with my family and my kids, because after a while you start to realize at some point I'm going to have more time behind me than in front of me. And now it's time to really look at what am I going to be known for? What kind of legacy am I going to have? Are my children set up? If I go before my wife, what is her lifestyle going to look like? If she goes before me, what am I going to need? Yes, this is when the grown folk side kick in. You start worrying about your health and you want to spend more time exercising and looking at diet. Because when we get into eating and exercise, that requires time.
It does.
Even when you talk about eating healthy,
it does.
You got to have a bag. If you really want to eat clean, it requires money.
You're right.
Or you got to have the time to grow your own food. And if you talk about exercising, you got to have the time. You can't get buff or built or physical overnight. There's no machine to go get fit.
The machine is called a BBL. That's exactly what it's called, a BBL.
Oh, you got to put in time in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For this stuff.
Yep. I agree. One of the reasons why, even in our household, like the decisions that we make of whether or not we want to get, a cleaning service or, a chef for that.
I'm for all that stuff.
Well, it's because it enables us to not have to deal with, okay, I don't want you in the kitchen cooking all day. When I get home, I'd rather spend time with you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about that. No, because,
Yeah, a lot of rich people, they won't do nothing that costs them, or people that make money, they won't do nothing that costs them. They rather, let me rephrase it. They rather pay to do something that costs less than what they make an hour. They rather outsource that to somebody else because they don't feel like, hey, I make this much money, so for me to do this, not is beneath you, but my time is worth this. So if this costs this amount of money to do, I can afford for somebody else to do it because I get paid this amount of money, right? So their time that they get paid for is more valuable than the $35 that it take for me to cut the grass, or the $20 that it take for somebody to come do this, or the $50 that it take for somebody to come do this. And convenience as well too, right? Like, I order DoorDash a lot, right? And the reason why I order DoorDash a lot is because if I go out to eat when I'm at work, it's gonna waste me a lot more time to go do that, and I might miss out on the customer. Then I'd rather just pay for DoorDash to come. I spend a little money, and if I get a customer, I make more money than I spent. So it's a give and take. It's a comfort thing. I'll spend my time for comfortabilities to have it easier. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all get that.
We too far in.
Yes.
We've been in this thing for a long time. We didn't got past all of that. Now it's just, I want to spend time spending 98% of our time having a good time. I'm not about to be dealing with all of that other shit, right? Let me ask you this question, because I was telling you off camera before, and I never say his name, but my homies, right? And it's not just him. It's him and his friends, right? And I don't believe that they truly understand women.
Okay.
And I don't even believe that I was like them when I was their age.
You don't think you was ever?
Never, not even close to them. We was different. And maybe it was because we didn't have social media. It wasn't as prevalent or nothing like that, because I was born in 82. So in the 90s, we was getting numbers, and all. It was different. It was real life interaction. They would rather shoot their shots in the DMs than approach a woman, in my opinion.
That's because they ain't got no game. Niggas that like hopping in DMs, that really like hopping in DMs and getting numbers, it's because them niggas ain't got no game. I will bet all the money that them niggas don't really got no game. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they like doing it in the DM is because, hey, now I could think about what I got to say next, or what I need to say next, instead of this shit just flowing like a water flow. You know what I'm saying? Or a faucet, you know what I'm saying? They can't come off the dome with, hey, she say this. How do I counteract that? They need a little bit of time. That mean they ain't got no real dribble. Because if you got dribble, the moves you got, Kyrie Irving he don't practice his moves when it's game time. He practices moves in practice. That way in the game, it come natural. He don't think about the next move he finna make. He just know the next move he finna make. Because that nigga Kyrie Irving. And when you got dribble, you know the next move you finna make. You don't think about it, you just do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why niggas like sliding in DMs. Because they ain't got no game, they ain't got no dribble, and they don't know the next dribble move to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's
easy for them to fall in love. Like
You think so?
Oh my God. It seemed like when they see a girl, all of a sudden they be like, they just be feeling her all the time. And
I think that's from lack of being around, having like interactions with women in person. I think it's more of that. Like you get this sensation. Like, man, it's almost like when you don't get when you don't got as much interaction with a woman, I feel like they feel like it's the first time almost every time, because you haven't had a lot of interactions. So this time feels like, I don't know if that makes sense, but this time feels like the first time again. Hold
on. Okay. If you had to give a young dude, let's say they 19, 20, 21, 22, what's the oldest amongst y'all? 19, 18, 19, 21, 22. If you had to give them advice with regard to women.
Wow. So that's interesting, because most 70-year-olds that I...
Just general advice. What would you say to them?
Experience us. Multiple, like date. Do not
I feel like
get caught up on one. Because the first thing you got to do, and you said it earlier, is learn women. Women, meaning us as a group, not one woman. When you're young like that, you're focused on learning one girl. You need to learn women in general, and you need that experience as a young man in order to value one woman when you get older.
Yeah,
I agree.
You won't when you don't have that.
I 100% agree. I had to go through the same thing at one point. So I 100% agree with this right here. Sometimes you gotta, even if you with one person, you might really have to take a break. You know what I'm saying? To find yourself, figure out who you are, figure out what kind of man you gonna be, figure out if you're gonna be dependable, feel me, and just fuck a few women, feel me, do your thing, and then if you could come back. If you can't, you know what I'm saying, then the next one you get, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna be it.
That space of like knowing the value in monogamy or setting certain relationships up where there's a clear understanding of what we're doing, you don't have that. The other thing is,
right now,
if I'm just gonna be blunt, look the fuck around. The music teaches young women. We're not talking about a well put together mental woman like me. I'm saying just the average female in that same age category. The music says, fuck these niggas. Get all you can get out of them. You the table. That nigga ain't shit if he ain't doing nothing for you. What the fuck can he buy you? Bitch, is he paying for something? He better pay for you and your friends. If he can't, he a fuck nigga. Girl, fuck that nigga. And if he don't do right, fuck his friend. The music is saying it's over and over and over and over. And every female artist popping is saying that. Every one of them. Yeah. You can't name me one that's popping right now just in urban hip hop that is not.
And that's why it don't make sense when women try to say, all the niggas is saying the same thing. No, they are not. J. Cole don't sound like the rest of these niggas. Drake don't talk about killing niggas all the time. The biggest male rappers don't talk about that shit. Like, don't talk about the same thing like they trying to say all these other niggas do. Kendrick, he different. You know what I'm saying? The top three, I would say the top 3 rappers in the game that has been in the top rappers that have been consistently at the top 3 rap wise, you know what I'm saying? They don't talk about the same shit the rest of these niggas. They don't talk about fucking bitches. I mean, Drake do, but J. Cole don't just talk about fucking bitches. Drake just don't talk about fucking bitches. He rap about a bunch of different stuff. Kendrick Lamar don't just talk about fucking bitches and killing niggas. They don't always talk about that shit. That's why the top tier women rappers, they're not the same as these top tier male rappers.
Not sending the message, niggas is not valuable. Fuck them. Get what you can get out of them. Bitch, I'm in Miami. I'm looking for my baby a new pappy. What's up? This is what we're being programmed. So, and you can't ignore that. Yeah. Like, regardless of one individual girl, you cannot ignore that the culture right now that's being fed to young girls is this. So I don't give a damn how much I kiss on you, love on this girl, be on FaceTime with her, take her on dates. You have to be honest that outside of me, she's being told otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Man, they hit that discussion on the button. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with Dorsey or whatever her name was, cause she be keeping a buck. I be seeing her on Instagram. But hey, that's the end of this video. If y'all want to be on my podcast, y'all know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But hey, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. We out. Peace.